Welcome to Fridays with LukeJ62895. On this live stream show, we are going to be talking about our topics, playing video games, and many more. And now, here's your host, Luke Jeffers, Billy Mooney, Remix Plum, and David 2000.
Thank you, Dave 3000. Hello, people. This is LukeJ62895 speaking. Welcome to Friday's LukeJ62895 episode 28, and happy Valentine's Day. And joining me for this episode is my co-host, Dave 3000.
Hi, everyone.
And for the first time ever in Friday's LukeJ62895 history, Josh, aka DC Comics fan.
He's here, I guess.
Yeah, he's here. Yep. And today, I'm gonna have a lot of topics to talk about. Though, unfortunately, there won't be any Vimeo topics to talk about today because I have to explain what's gonna happen next to do a lot of uploads to do. So let's get started with his topics first. See what we got, shall we? See what we got. David, take it away.
Alright, so, as I am, doing something right now on my server, I do have some, updates to talk about. First off, I will be doing a, Press It Up episode, tomorrow night instead of today because I have some other stuff to do. And also, I am going to be doing a video later today that I just I filmed the video earlier today, and that is the message for everyone happy Valentine's Day. Also, I do have something else to talk about here. This upcoming Thursday, I'll be live on Brandon Martin's channel for the next episode of Rent and Rave. If you haven't seen last week's episode, Luke was on there along with Jordan and Brandon. So go check that out on Brandon Martin's YouTube channel. So, and also I will be taking a break on Discord from this upcoming Monday to April 10th. Main reason why, because I just wanted to focus on my personal things and also some other important projects as well. But I might be available for the show. I'm not quite too sure, simply with Remix, but we will let you all know with the future updates. Now, I will be here every week, starting from this upcoming week. Maybe I might be available for this week, but I'll let everybody know about that.
It's cool enough.
Also during this episode of Fridays with LukeJ62895, I will be doing behind the scenes of High Rollers. Now, it's gonna be the premiere episode that we are gonna be doing behind the scenes for the next upcoming Saturday. So, hope you all looking forward to High Rollers coming to my channel. And Luke is gonna be playing against DC Fam 2004 here. And yeah, I hope you all looking forward to that. Don't really have that much to say, but I can tell you that for David Dawson Funny Headlines podcast, we might do that after the show, probably not, but we'll just see how things go down the line. And also, right now I am just doing some work stuff, and also I'm going to do a lunch podcast episode tomorrow with Jordan. Hopefully an episode of the lunch podcast will be tomorrow. So yeah. Um. Anyway. And also, my other topic I want to talk about is um this past uh Thursday whatever what day it was. Um, the Houston Nationals apologized for cheating back in 2017. Now, if you don't know what happened, I don't know if I explained this before the series, but let me tell you what happened. So basically, what happened back in 2017, the Houston Nationals were cheating by using the camera in center field, pointing at the catcher's signs, not both close up and with the pitcher, throwing the pitchers, which is the main camera. And what they were doing to communicate the signs, they had a monitor in the dugout and they used the trash can to communicate what pitch is coming. And also for the playoffs, since you can't really hear the garbage can in the playoffs, they used whistling and someone from the bullpen was, showing these sign symbols. So what I seen on YouTube and the apology from
Well, there
the
is an intro for editing wise. That's gonna be on Vimeo. That's what it was, Josh.
yeah um and also for my thoughts on Alex Bregman and wholesale two base apology. I think it did not go well. They did not say what they did with the camera, with the technology. They did not, talked about the incident and I know they said that, they apologized for the choices, quote unquote, the choices, but still, they need to go into more detail of what they did. But they did not, and I I hate the Astros, and I did not like what they did back in 2017. And what they did with the technology, it messed up the game of baseball, but it you know it made baseball for the unthinkable, and I had no idea what's gonna happen with the Houston Astros in baseball for the future. I don't think they're gonna quote unquote vacate the title. And let me just say this: the Boston Red Sox were eliminated, the first team to get eliminated in the playoffs, besides the wild cards, by the Houston. Okay, let me just say this: the Boston Red Sox were the first team to get eliminated by the Houston Astros. But they're saying that the Yankees could have won it, the Dodgers could have won it. I mean, how are we gonna give a title to a oh right here? How are they gonna give away a title to a team who could have won? I mean, there is no possible way to tell who won, who could have won, and who could have not won. Plus, what about the LCS championship? Are they gonna get the Yankees champion and the Dodgers? Um, and also I remember that season that there was a lot of accomplishments. From one in particular, I remembering that Chris Sale, the Red Sox ace, has 300 strikeouts that year, and they're just gonna you know treat out that like that never happened because they vacated, quote unquote, vacated the title and just uh, put it away, even though Chris still had 300 strikeouts and other accomplishments. I think a player or two retired that year, and they're just gonna give away that season, not like the 1994 season. I mean, I can understand why people want that title away, but for me, let's just leave it there and act like not as champions. Just
Yeah.
just just forget about that title and remember the other titles. Now, also from 2018, what the Boston Red Sox did with the Alex Cora, who was one of the leaders of the team, along with um the other person, um uh uh I can't remember who it was. Um, they had a can they had um the 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 replay room. They used the replay room to tell what was coming, and in order to get the signs, there has to be a player on second base to tell what pitch is coming. And to me, that is a good way of cheating. That hmm, that was it. That was a good way of cheating. In order just to have one on second base. If they had one on second base, they could just do whatever they want. But I think that was a good way of cheating the Boston Red Sox. Even though I'm a Red Sox fan, but still for all things. But they should never use a replay room like during the game or some. Never use technology during a game of baseball. Period.
Exactly.
But um, especially if it's live video. And recently they took away the live technology from my experience. After Now in 2019, oh my god, this gets way over the line. So if you remember what happened, which I kind of happy about because the Yankees are you know my most hated team, above the let me just say this: the Yankees are my first hated team, and the Astros are second. And so here's what happens. So the it seems like this is not 100% true, but from the evidence that I seen on YouTube, it looks like they did. Now here's what happened. If you remember correctly, back at Game 6 of the 2019 ALCS Astros Yankees, which I kind of thought that was going to happen with that type of series anyway. What happened was it was bottom ninth. Troy Turner was on first base. It was 2 outs, bottom of the ninth inning, tied at um 2-2 or 4-4, one of those two scores.
Yeah.
And I believe it was 2-2. And what happened was Jose Altuve hit a walk-off homer. Now, you might be thinking that's going to be the most memorable moments of baseball. Oh, yeah, it was. But nowadays, it's from a whole different look. Because there is a wild rumor saying Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman were using buzzers. Now, I'm not quite sure if that is true or not, but if they did, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. I mean, from from my from my point of view, they should just ban the players who were back in the 2017 World Series because sorry I have to call it accident. It's okay.
You're fine.
Like they they should just ban the players who were from the 2017 season and give the Houston Astros a fine of double um like a double of 5 million. Let me just do something right here. Like just double that to like 10 million, or even triple it to like 25 million, or actually, even better of a punishment. They should have, give the Houston Astros a fine of half of their budget, and what they could have done is ban the players from the 2017 season, not 2019, but 2017, and they could from the 2017 Houston Astros team, actually. And what they could have done is they could have, well, I think what they should have done is, to spread those players. And nowadays, they gave them no more process on the top process for the next 5 years. Or actually, you know what? Not just 5 years, maybe a decade. Maybe a decade, 10 years.
Wow.
And also, I think that let's say So that and then after that, they should give the players that are not that very good, like minor league, like double A minor league top of players, something like that. So that is my take on the Houston Astros, and I just think they should do that. So anyway, that's my little rant about the 2017 Houston Astros. I did explain it on Rant Rick, but I decided why not to put it on here. I might explain it on the future Daily Thousand One Happens podcast or Lunch podcast. Maybe a couple episodes named for the Lunch podcast. But anyway, also I am planning to make an Internet Archive account this upcoming weekend, possibly around the 15th or so, or 16th or 20th. We'll just have to see how it goes for my Internet Archive account. What's going to basically is going to be basically me doing never before seen behind the scenes content and all that stuff. So yeah, my change for company, but it's okay. So anyway, also for Twitch, I plan to go back to Twitch in late February. So yeah. Anyway, that's all for my topics. So we can go with their topics.
My first topics are not one, not two, but 7 tributes to talk about. Now,
And Luke, it's okay if I can head out for a second to talk to someone while you're doing your topics. Just DM me if you're done. If that's okay, Luke.
that's fine.
All right, I'll DM me if we're done doing your topics.
That's fine. His name is Orson Bean. It was born Dallas Frederick Burroughs on the July 22nd, 1928 in Birmingham, Vermont, while his third cousin twice removed. Cousin Caldish was President of the United States. Wow. B is a son of Bernard Ainsworth, Napoleon, and George Frederick Burroughs. Okay, his father was a founding member of the American Civil Liberties Union, and a fundraiser for the Scavengers Boys Defense, and a 20-year member of the Campus Police of Harlan College. Bean said his house was full of causes. He left house after 16 after his mother committed suicide. Being graduated from the Cambridge Ranch and Land School in 1946, and he then joined the U.S. Army and went stationed in Japan for a year. For his military service, being what suggested he was working in small venues, as a stage musician before transition in the early 50s to stand-up comedy. He studied theater in HB Studio, known as Hanna-Barbera, seen here. Or HB, excuse me, I misspoke. But anyway, stage name. In an interview on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson in 1974, B recounted the source of his stage name. He credited his organ as a piano player named Val as at the Harvey's Log Cabin, a restaurant and nightclub in Boston, Massachusetts. We have once performed, according to B, every evening before he went on stage at the nightclub. Val would suggest to him a silly name to use when introducing himself to the audience, okay? One night, for example, the piano player suggested Roger Duck, but the young comedian got very few laughs after using that name in the performance. On another night, the musician suggested Orson B. A comedian received a great response from the audience. A reaction so favorable as a result is in the job that same evening from a local theatrical booking agent. Given the success in the audition, Bean decided to keep this using an odd sounding but memorable name. Bean claimed that his name would be blend of a purpose and amusing. Excuse me. He recalled that Orson Welles once called him over the table and said, "You stole my name." Then dismissed him with a wave. Okay. Rising comedian. In 1952, Bean made a guest appearance on NBC's radio. Weekly Us Jazz series, the Chamber Music Society of local Basin Street, okay? Given the young comic his first national exposure. The series both scoring softly Simic and our big broadcast has a hot host, always introduce a doctor or music, okay? Reciting divided commentary and jazz musician slang. NBC had broadcast the series off and on since 1940 and was revived for a 13-week run with Dr. Orson Bean, okay? Now as a full-time host. Bean, August, Bowman's delivery excuse me, the fact that the eminent professor was only 24 years old. For 10 years, he was a house in comics at New York's Blue Angel Comedy Club, excuse me, in 1954. The New York Times noted in the reviews of Blue Angel, Bean's delivery was always well played, even as a joke felt flat. He once hosted a television show, Blue Angel, on CBS. He had made a steady career since the 1950s and cut his teeth on off Broadway before becoming a live television staple. Television Eclipse. Being was placed on the Hollywood blacklist for attending Communist Party meetings. While they a member, okay, but he continued to work through the 1950s and 1960s. Basically, I was blacklisted because I have a cute communist girlfriend, okay? Communist girlfriend, excuse me. He said in 2001 interview. He only stopped working on the TV for a year. An appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show was canceled due to him being on the blacklist. He was rendering perverse and non-grata there for years because of it. Sullivan eventually rented and would book him, opening that he was a master of his own show, not the Campbell Soup. Fear. On Broadway, he starred in the original cast of Real Success Spoil Lux Hunter with Walter Matthau and Jane Mansfield. Then in 1961, he was featured in Subways for Sleeping with Sidney Chaplin, way to pronounce it, where he received a Tony Award for nomination as a Best Featured Actor in the Musical. He performed in Never Too Late, excuse me, for that following year. In 1964, he produced the off-Broadway musical Home Movies, which won an Obie Award. In the same year, appeared in the Broadway productions I Was Dancing. He starred in the musical John Murray Anderson's Mike. He also voiced and sang the roles of Charlie Brown on MGM's original 1966 comedy album, the musical You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and starring in Dory in 1967, musical adaptation of the film Never on Sunday. He was a chief career in Mansley, a Pacific resident here in Venice, California. Now to television. He played the title character in the Twilight Zone episode of Mr. Beavis in 1960. For the CBS electronic series, The Deep Out Show with June Allison, he starred as John Moncrief, we pronounce it, in The Secret Life of James Forder in 1961. based on the works of the American humorist J. Spielberg. Among dozen appearances, he starred in Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and Desperate Housewives, while touting guest appearances in How I Met Your Mother, Modern Family, Two and a Half Men, and The Closer. Bean was a regular in both Molly Hartman, and spin-offs um, um, forward tonight. Excuse me, forward tonight. Excuse me, I misspoke. But anyway, he also portrayed the shrewd businessman and storekeeper Ron Bray on the television series Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Throughout the 6-year run on CBS in the 1990s, he played John Goodman's homesick father on the sitcom Norma, Ohio. He played the main character, Bobo and Frodo Baggins, in the 1967 and 1980s Breaking Bad animated adaptations of J.R.R.'s Tolkien's The Hobbit and The Return of the King. He also played Dr. Lester in Spike Lee Joel's 1999 film Being John Malkovich. Way to pronounce this word, but anyway. Bean also appeared as a panelist in the final 2 episodes of Seven Heaven, 7th season, 2003. Come in.
Afternoon, buddy.
Afternoon to you as well.
Is that your rose by the kitchen sink?
That was Mom's kitchen rose.
You gave it to her?
I was giving her some supplies.
Okay, you gave it to her. Okay, good. I was wondering who put it there. Good. You and me
That was
both.
me who put it for her.
Good deal, son. Good deal. Thank you.
Yeah, Travis got this me for her.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was great.
Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. In 2005, Bean appeared in the sitcom Two and a Half Men in the episode titled Does This Smell Funny to You? Played the humor playboy whose conflicts includes actresses Tuesday Wield and Anne Francis. He appeared in the 2007 How I Met Your Mother episode Slapsgiving as Robin Schurzbaski's 41-year-old boyfriend Bob. In 2009, he was cast in the recurring role of Roy Bender, a steak salesman who is Karen McCauley's love interest on the ABC series Desperate Housewives. At the age of 87, Bean in 2016 appeared in Playdates and the episode American TV sitcom Modern Family. He appeared in 2017 episode of Teachers TV-led season 2, episode 11. Does he don't? He appeared in the LD Holocaust survivor in the 2018 film The Quasar 2. Now for game shows. Doing stand-up comedy and magic tricks, and passion with wit and wisdom. He began regular on I Got a Secret, What's My Line, and To Tell the Truth. He appeared on game shows originated from New York. He is a regular panelist on To Tell the Truth in version from the late 1950s through 1991. On July 5th, 1965, his father appeared on the subject on the panel, and as he had to disqualify himself from participating. He appeared on Super Password Match Game, among other game shows. He also piloted for the revamped version of Concentration in 1985, which will pick up in 1987 as Classic Concentration with Alex Trebek. Talk and variety shows. Bean was a fragrant guest on Tonight Show with both Jack Parr and Johnny Carson. He guest starred on the television talk and variety shows, e.g. The Ed Sullivan Show, Mike Douglas Show, and Tonight Show, which starred Johnny Carson. Personal life. In the mirror of Laurel and Hardy, Bean in 1965 served as a founding member of Sons in the Desert. The international organization devoted to sharing information of the lives of Spencer Merle and Oliver Hardy, and present and enjoy their films. In 1966, he helped found the 15th Street School in New York City, a primary school using the radical demonstrated free school Summerhill as a model. Okay. Ben wrote an autobiographical, account about his life-changing experience with this organ therapy developed by Austrian-born physiologist, William Reach, published in 1971. This account is titled "Meeting the Organ: The True Story of One Man's Sexual Awakening." Beans was married 3 times. His first marriage in 1956 to actress Jacqueline de Saubier, whose stage name was Ray Winslow, and was the star of French Nobleman and pilot Vaisseau Jaguars de Sauber and his wife Valerie B. Selfridge, would be pronounced the daughter of American-born British department store magnate Harry, what do you pronounce this word? Gordon Selfridge. Before the divorce in 1962, Bean and Jacqueline have 1 child, Michelle. In 1965, he married actress and fashion designer Karen Maxwell, whom he had 3 children, Max, Susanna, and Exegel, we pronounce it. The couple divorced in 1981. Their daughter Susanna married journalist Andrew Begnabar, died in 2012. In 1997, Bean's first pro wife was an actress and Dr. Quinn co-star Allie Mills, 23 years junior. They married in 1993 and lived in Los Angeles until his death in 2020. He was a distant cousin of President Calvin Coolidge, we pronounce it. In his later life, his politics turned more conservative. His daughter married Andrew Berbart, and being authorized and government comments for Berbart News. Okay. He virtually thought that being a conversations when announced in the 21st century, Hollywood was much more being suspected commenced back in the 1950s. But for much of his career to his death, it was respected by the artists and representatives agency. In a brief statement after his death, they know that he was out just north of rising talent. On February 7, 2020, while waking near Vincent's Boulevard and Shell Avenue in the Vincent station of Los Angeles, Bean was struck by 2 drivers, with the second vehicle striking him fatality. The car which traveled westbound did not see him and clip him, and he went down, said Los Angeles Police Department Captain Brian Wending. A second vehicle driver was dispatched by people trying to slow him down. When the driver looked ahead, a second traffic collision occurred and was to cause the death of Bean. He was 91 years old. And it was sad, no. Now let's move on to our next death topic. And it is Kevin Conway. Now, for those who don't know who he is, he was an American actor and film director. So he was born in New York City in 1942, May 29th, to Helen Margaret D. Sanders, a sales representative, and James John Conway, a mathematic. Conway received his acting training at HB Studio, once again in New York City, not this year. Conway's off-Broadway credits include One Spoon Over the Cuckoo's Nest, One for the Road, The Elephant Man, Other People's Money, and When You Coming Back, Red Wire. For those who received the 1974 Drama Desk Award. On Broadway, Conway appeared in Indians, Moon Children, and his revivals, of Falls of the Stars, Mice of Men as Georgia Middleton opposite James Earl Jones as Lenny Small, which is, I saw in high school, by the way, if you watch it, Miss Thomas, and Dinner at 8. In 1980, he was nominated for the Drama Desk Award for Outstanding Director of the Play, Mecca. Now, for film, it was first major screen role. Conway portrayed for the Ronald Murray 1972 film Sugar House 5, based on a Kirk Valentine novel, okay? Along with other film roles, Conway played Complete Petrie, okay? The same mailman in the 1988 film Funny Farm, okay? Frank Property in the base 2006 Disney football drama Invisible, and General Curtis May, and then 2000 it was exterior drama 13 Days, okay? He played the fictional Buster Corey, we pronounce it, in Ron Maxwell's Civil War's biography, Gods and Generals in Gettysburg. In 1987, Conway directed the independent film The Sun and the Moon. On television, from 1995 to 2002, Conway was the current voice of the revived series of Our Limits. He made a guest appearance on Star Trek The Next Generation as a clone of the Legacy Kingsland figure Catchwes. Okay. He guest starred on The Good Wife episodes Threesome, Boom, and Wrongful Termination as Jonas Stern, a profoundly partner in the Turtles character's law firm. He portrayed Stevens O'Reilly, the adverse father of Ryan Greiser O'Reilly in the HBO prison drama Oz. Wow. I never heard that before. Conway was a guest star in Jag in the episode King of Fleas, portraying a providing victim who confessed the murder he has also guest starred in the Free Law and Order series. In the original series, 2 guest appearances on Law and Order CI, Criminal Intent, and 1 on Law and Order SBU, stands for Special Victims Unit. He also guest starred in the second season of In the Heat of the Night. He also played the father of Jenny, played by Olivia Wilde, and NBC's The Black Dornies in 2007. Conway's died in Manhattan on February 25th, 2020 of a heart attack. He was 77 years old. Now, there is gonna be a lot to read about, so that's why. Oh, Mark Twain. Oh wow, he's a voice of Mark. Really? I don't know that. But anyway, I'm gonna move on to my next death topic, and that's Robert Conrad. Now, if you don't know who he is an actor, film and television actor, singer, and stuntman. Now, he's best known as Pop Pappy and Blah Blah Black Sheep. Now, he's best known for the 1969 television series Wild Wild West. So, let's read it now. His early life began as Conrad was born on March 1st, 1945, as Conrad Robert Fagoreski in Chicago, Illinois. His father born Leonard Henry Falk, born on November 3rd, 1918, was then 16 years old. Leonard was of German descent. His mother was then Alice Duquesne Hartman, which is cool enough, was born on May 15th, 1919. However, Dora Conrad and Hansel Hartman was only 15 years old when she gave birth and named her son after her father. Wow. She became the first publicly director of Mercury Records, okay? when she was known as Jackie Smith. Okay? She married twice. Including once to Chicago radio personality A. Harper in 1948. A. Harper and Jackie Smith reportedly have a child together, born Sarah in 1949, before splitting up in 1958. Oh my God, really? Conrad attended Chicago schools, including South Score High School, Hyde Park High School, the YMCA Central School, and North New Trier High School. He dropped out at age 15 to live on his own and began working full-time, including jobs loading trucks for cross-dated freightways and Eastern Flightways, and driving a milk delivery truck for Chicago's Baldwin Diary. After working in Chicago for several years and studying theater arts and Northwestern history at University, wow. Conrad first an acting career. Once his first paying roles was a week-long job posting outside of Chicago theater where the film Giant 1956 was being screened. Okay. Conrad bore a resemblance to the film's lead, actor James Dean, so his mother used her entertainment industry's contacts to help him get the part, which was intended as a publicity stunt to boost attendance as a fear. Conrad also studied singing. His vocal coach was Dick Marks, the father of singer Richard Marks. Now, his career began in early performance. In 1957, Conrad met actor Nick Adams, while visiting James Dean's gravesite in Farmers, Indiana. The two became friends, and Adams suggested that Conrad move to California to pursue acting. Adams got a bit part for Conrad in the film Jumper's Jungle in 1958. Adams was supposed to appear in it, but later withdrew that he could be a part in a different movie. Okay? His brief non-spoken role in Jumper's Jungle enabled him to join the Screen Actors Guild. He had a small role in the film Thundering Jets, also in 1958, and made a television debut in the Madison's episode One Bullet from the Broken Bow. Now, for Warner Brothers, Conrad was soon signed into the acting contract by Warner Brothers. He also sang and released several recordings with Warner Brothers Records on a variety of LPs, EPs, and SPs, 30.3 and /1/3, and 45 RPM records during the late 1950s and early 1960s. He had a minor Billboard hit song in Bye Bye Baby, which reached 140. Wow. At Wonder, he appeared in the second season of the James Garner series Maverick, episode called Yellow River, 1959. He featured in other shows either for Wonder or Viz Television, way to pronounce it. Ziz, yeah. Including Highway Patrol, Rawman, Recall 45, playing Billy the Kid, Hunt, The Man and the Challenge, and Lock Up. Hawaiian Eye. Warner Brothers has a big success in its Simpsons show 7 Sunset Strip and then made Hawaiian Eye, a follow-up series. Conrad starred as Detective Tom Wapagutta. He was introduced as Strip, then spawned into his own series. That ran from 1959 to 1963, with both in the U.S. and overseas. But during the series run, Conrad appeared in the episode of the Warner Bros. Series, The Gallant Man. When Hawaiian Eye was over, Conrad starred in Palm Springs Weekend 1963. Warner's attempt to repeat the success of Where the Boys Are in 1960 was as young contract players. In Mexico, Conrad signed a recording contract with the Orphan label. Okay, we released 2 albums with two singles sung in Spanish. In 1964, he guest starred in the episode of Temple Health Houston, and then performed in the comic film La Nessa. I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. Also known as the New Cinderella. The next year, he was an episode called 4-0 of Kraft's Suspense Fear, and played Pretty Boy Floyd. You guys see it in the notification, but excuse me. And Beyond Dinger, alongside his old friend Nick Adams. The Wild Wild West. In 1965, Conrad began his starring role as government agent James West on the weekly series The Wild Wild West, which aired on CBS until its cancellation in 1969. He made $5,000 a week, but he did most of his stunts and fight scenes during the series. While filming the season 4 episode of 90 Fugitives, we pronounce it, he was injured and rushed to the hospital after he dived from the top of the saloon staircase, lost the grip of the chandelier, fell 12 feet, and landed in his head. Wow. In addition to starring in the Wild Wild West, Conrad found time to work on other projects. He went to Mexico in 1967 and to appear in Come Sing With Me, I Don't Speak Spanish Again, a musical. He was also formed his own company, Robert Conrad Productions, under its apprenticeship he wrote, starred in and directed the Western film The Bandits, also 1967. Well, Paul Ryan and Jake Webster. Now, Conrad appeared in episodes of Mannix and Mission Impossible. In 1969, he signed a 3-picture deal with Bob Hope's Jones Productions. The first two films were slated to be Nanny to then the No Bear in Heaven, but only the first movie was ever produced. But in 1969, however, the same year, he debuted as Professor Paul Ryan in the television movie D.A. Murder 1 that same year. He inspired the movie in D.A. Conspired to Kill in 1971 in the short-lived 1971 series The D.A. He was also in such made-for-television movies such as Weekend for Terror in 1970 and Five Respective Woman in 1971. He tried a number of TV series such as American Spy Jake Webster and Simon Banner in 1972, which only lasted 8 episodes. He was a murderous villainous franchise planner in the 4th season episode of Columbo and Exercising Fatality in 1974. Conrad starred in the feature films Murph the Serve in 1975 and Sudden Death in 1977. He inspired the role of Paul Ryan in the television movie Commissions of the D.A. Man. Now for Bob Black Sheep. Conrad found rated success again from 1976 to 1978 as legendary tough guy World War II fire ace Pappy Bollington in Bob Black Sheep, retired for his 2nd season and his later syndication of Black Sheep Skeleton. Right. He directed 3 episodes. The show's success led Conrad winning the People's Choice Award for Favorite Male Actor and Golden Globe nomination for his best performance. He followed it with a lead part in the television miniseries Confidential in 1978. The Duke and the Man That Calls Slow. In 1978, Conrad starred in the short-lived TV series The Duke as Duke Ramsey, we pronounce it, a boxer turned private eye. Conrad directed some episodes. In the late 1970s, he served as a chairman of an NBC team for 6 editions of Battle of the Network Stars. Around the time, inspired the role of West in the pair of made-for-TV films, okay, which reunited him as the West co-star Ross Martin. The Wild Wild West revisited 1979, and more Wild Wild West 1980. Conrad was weaponized this word in the late 1970s, with his television commercials for Vanity, where he pronounced it, Barry's. Personally, his placing of Barry in his shoulder, and personally, the viewer was to challenge his long-lasting power. Come on, I dare ya. The commercial was parodied frequently on American television comedies such as Johnny Carson Tonight Show and the Carol Burnett Show. Conrad made the additional features such as Ladies in Red for 1979 and Roger Corman's The New World Pictures, where he played John Dillinger from the script called by John Slays. Okay, Sales would pronounce it. Conrad later played a modern-day variation of James West in the short-lived series A Man Called Saul in 1989. Conrad directed some episodes, okay? 1980s, producer. He spent most of this 1980s starring in television movies. He played a forgotten coach and Coach of the Year in 1980. In the title of Will, the autobiography of G. Jordan Lee in 1982. Both of these were his own company, A. Shane Productions. Conrad played the police chief in the comedy that was in the fragly release for film Moving Violation 1985. In the television movies, The Fifth Missile in 1986, Accident in 1986, and Charlie's Anna's War the same year. In the following same year, Conrad served as a special guest referee from the main event of WrestleMania 2 that featured Hulk Hogan v. King Kong Bundy. So a steel cage with the WWF title. Conrad starred in the television series High Mountain Rangers in 1987, and also directed the pilot and wrote several episodes of the show. The series co-starred Conrad's two sons and was produced by his daughter. He appeared to made-for-television movies Police Story Gladiator School in 1988 and Glory Days in 1988, directing the latter. He then tried Jesse Hawks in 1989, another short-lived series and a spin-off of High Mountain Rangers. He then once again directed the pilot. In the 1990s, Conrad appeared in the popular music video for Richard Marx's Hazard, which was the #1 hit in 13 countries, including the United States. Wow. He has the supporting role in Jingle All the Way in 1996 with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Conrad's later credits include an episode of Nash Bridges and the film Dead Above Ground in 2002, which he also appeared in the movie Samurai Cowboy in 1994. That the following year he credited the television movie Search and Rescue, in which he starred, in which he in turn to lead in the short-lived television series also created by Conrad, 2000s through 2010s. In 2005, he ran for president of the Screens Actors Guild. In 2006, Conrad recorded audio introductions for every episode of the first season of the Wild Wild West, okay? For its North American DVD release on June the 6th of that year. The DVD set also includes one of the Conrad's Every Lady's Barry commercials in his introduction. Conrad stated that was inspired the Paradise by Constant. Excuse me, I misspoke. He was adopted in the Hollywood Stuntman's Hall of Fame. It was working with Wild Wild West series. Beginning in 2008, he was hosting a weekly 2-hour national radio show, the PM show with Robert Conrad on CRN, digital talk radio. He appeared in the documentary film Happy Barberton Field when released into July 2010 on DVD. Excuse me. Gotta get this phone. It's gonna be a fake call. But anyway, we recounted his personal insights about the legendary Marine Corps aviator what he portrays in the television series. His last appearance on radio show was on July 18th, 2019. His personal life. Conrad, his first wife, Joan, was married for 25 years until an amicable divorce. The couple had 5 children. His second marriage goes to Dania on Fan, produced 3 children. They met when he was a manager at the Miss National Teenager pageant, which she won. Conrad was joined on some television shows that by his sons, Shane and Kristen, and his daughter Nancy. Another daughter, Joan, became a television producer. In a 2008 interview, Conrad described Chicago outfit main man and burglar Michael Spiegel, I want to pronounce it, his best friend. Spiegel saying that was featured in the movie Casino. In 1984, Conrad was on the star in the Walk of Western Star near Howell, California. Wow. Volunteer involvement. Conrad was involved with the volunteer organization Bear Valley, California, known as Bear Valley Search and Rescue. Excuse my fart. Which later formed the basics of the High Mountain Rangers. Okay. Car accident. On March 31st, 2003, while on Highway 4 in California's Sierra Nevada's Foothill Hill, near the Pine County home, Conrad drove his Jaguar over the center and slammed head-on into the Chevrolet driven by 26-year-old Kevin Barnett. Both men suffered residual injuries, tried on felony charges. Conrad pleads no contest. He was convinced of drunk driving. Yeah, I agree. He was sentenced to 6 months of house confinement, alcohol consumption, and 5 years probation. The civil suit filed by Kevin Barnett against Conrad was settled by the following year. Was for an disclosed amount. In 2005, Barnett died at the age of 28 for prevented occurs, which his family attributed his difficult recovery from the crash. Conrad himself, however, suffered from nerve injuries for the crash, which was left his right side from Jersey's portrayed. Conrad, however, died from heart failure in Miami, California on February 8th, 2020. He was 84 years old. He was in a lot of projects back then, but, however, he was, something I will not talk about. But anyway, let's move on to our next TEF topic, and that is, of course, Victor Golick. Now, he was an American comic book editor and executive, working in the very roles of RG Film Comics for over 60 years. Wow. He was roles in the version of editor-in-chief. He died in February 7th, 2020. He was 78 years old. After studying the School of Industrial Art, now known as High School of Art Design, Golick joined RG Comics at the age of 16. Okay? which was being run as original founders John Goldwire and Louis Stilburick, way to pronounce it. Goldwire began his publisher art department, made corrections, and learned how to color and ink. He eventually served as a production coordinator, art director, and the editor-chief. Gorlick worked closely with numerous companies, designing various custom comic books. For example, he oversaw collaboration between Archie Comics and Kraft General Foods, Radio Shacks, and the FBI. He served on the Comic Magazine Association in America, okay, called advisory guidelines community. As a member of the boards and advisors of the Joe Covered School of the Cartoon Graphics Arts, he taught cartoon instructors at the Coast Bar Community College in New York City. Awards. Archie Comics honored Victor Garlick in 2008 with the Prodigy for his 50 years of service in the company. Okay, Garlick received an Impact Award in 2008 San Diego Comic-Con International. Now, let's move on to my next death topic. Now, if you don't know who Joseph Sabawa is, he was born originally in Ladysmith, South Africa. And I'm going to read you just parts up to that, but I'm saving the rest for... Oh, yeah, the whole thing is just a story, but go down some, but anyway. Joseph Sabawa was born in the town of Ladysmith in the KwaZulu-Natal region of South Africa. His parents, Jonathan Sabalu and Nabio Sabalu, pronounce it, raised Joseph as the 6 siblings on a white-owned farm called Tugoya. His father died in the late 1940s. Wow. Joseph, being the eldest, okay, had to take care of the family. He left the farm, however, in 1958 to search for work in the nearby city of Durban, okay? During that time, he went to spot by a well-known group, the Durban Choir. After his audience was moved guitar playing into her voice. While he joined the choir, he attempted to teach them some of his new combinations, namely his first song, Nama Tamiya, way to pronounce it. It was made into the play in 1995. They refused, so he left them after only 2 years. In 1958, Joseph discovered an group, the Highlanders, led by his hero, Galanda Ishuawayu, pronounce it, Hashuadu, was a man who enjoys Joseph, who used his voice powerfully, fully. Joseph formed his own group for the following year, in 1959. Intermania, the Black Ones, the series of dreams Joseph had in his sleep in December of 1960, was a major turning point in the formation of the group. When he saw how well his group did his once weekly, I can't pronounce that word, I'm sorry, combinations, he renamed them Ladysmith, Black, Manzanu. Manzanu mean axe, okay? We learned how the group chopped down the other choirs by winning almost every time. After local area play on the SABC station Radio Zulu, Joseph accepted a recording contract but was offered in 1972 by Go Music producer West. I can't pronounce his last name. I'm sorry, but anyway, it was African. But anyway, the group sold over 40,000 countries. Wow, copies. Wow, on their first album. It continued to do so through other recordings. In 1976, Joseph became a Christian. Wow. And the songs in the Mambo's responsals was shoveled. One side includes Jurassic Christian, Modernist, and Zionist. Wow. Hymns sang in the song in the Zulu language, okay? Rise in the Stardom. In 1986, Paul Simon, the PBS NewsHour, at that time, traveled to South Africa to cooperate with South African artists for his upcoming Graceland album. Simon cooperated with Sobala and the group and composed the now famous song "Homeless." The group's popularity spread all over the world, and since then they have sold records popular enough to earn popular platinum discs collaboration. In 1987, the group won their first solo Grammy Award for Saku Zulu. Okay. Since then, they have won one more time and have been nominated for over 10 times. Wow. Following the worldwide success of Graceland, Joseph began composing more than songs in English. Part they have only recorded 2 in English and 1 in German. Okay? On the night of December 10th, 1991, Joseph Butler and fellow member Hammond Zilabala was killed by an off-duty white security guard near the town of Ladysmith. What? The death of Sabala was thought to be a radical murder. Are you kidding me? Anyway, Joe was helped by his beliefs, preserves, okay. And the group continued. The members now include Joseph Butler, Jockey. Now, Hedman Sabala, I don't know what you're talking about. He same year as Freddie Mercury died. Anyway. Close relatives, Albert, and Dajo, Maziboku, and, Russell, I can't pronounce his last name again, but anyway, and Gobo not landing, Zubanzani, and Joseph's son, as follows. Z, Barnesgeni, Tom and Tanam, Zagui, when you pronounce it, and Gani, and now, and I cannot pronounce his name, I'm sorry. Nevertheless, tragedy returned. Really? In May 2002, Joseph's wife of 30 years, Nellie, was shot and killed by an assailant outside the couple's home. And Cormac was now. Seriously? Seriously? Joseph's hand was wounded in an attempt to protect his wife. Oh man, this is not good. Majority was convicted of the murder and sentenced to life in prison. In that same trial, Joseph Zana's son, Nico Zanardi, Vivian, Sanabolius, Nelly Sepstone, was charged. And, oh man, you gotta be kidding me. Acquitted on charges of having paid Madras and Pinelli's murder. Wow, this is not good. Lay Life and Death. The next album of the group, When You Go Lay, when you pronounce it, was expected to have a Solomon touch to it. Indeed it did. Including a tribute to Nelly by her grandsons, Gagamela and Boyeli, Zabella, encouraging Joseph to carry on and say, Shabala will live on. But anyway, 6 months later, after Nelly's death, Joseph married Togo Manade. Okay, what do you call this name? I'm sorry. Which was a controversial stunt, according to the South African press. Despite this expression when we pronounce it, Joseph managed to continue to carry on singing and even managed to set up the Ladysmith Black Madonna Foundation, a music academy to promote and teach music. I cannot pronounce this word. I'm sorry, to young South African children. tragedy struck again in June 2004 when Joseph's brother and former Manzano member Ben Sarabalia was shot and killed by an unknown individual while driving his two children to school. You gotta be kidding me. In February 2006, Joseph's brother Jockey, was only brother in the group, by this time died of natural causes in his home in Ladysmith, South Africa. That was sad. Sabah announced in January 2008 that his youngest son, Tom Sansqui, would take over as leader of Ladysmith Black Manzano when that time comes for him to retire for international touring. See my main article here for more information. Now I can't read this in the now, but I'll see more about it next week's episode. But we'll see what happens. On February 12, 2020, Sabah passed away in Pretoria. He was 78 years old. Now this is sad in a way, but this is emotional to talk about for Ladysmith Black Manzano, way to pronounce it. But anyway, he was a singer, composer, and musical director. And my next death topic to talk about is Patrick Jordan. Now, he's a British peer, film, and television actor. And let me just say this right now. He passed away early this year. He was born and raised in Howell, Middlesex. The son Margaret, a cook, and Albert Jordan, a regional sergeant major, an accident while playing bows and arrows, while his two brothers left him and with a distant scar, sadly, on his red cheek. He made a stage debut in 1946, Old Vic production of Richard II and the New Fear, which was directed by Ralph Richardson and featured Harry Andrews, Renee Atchison, and Alec Janice. That same MSMI went on to perform a number of Shakespearean plays, including Cardians and the Torian of the Strill. And Jordan remains friends with Atchison and Genesis. Jordan screens roles include several war films, including The Battle of the River Plate, 1956, The Longest Day, 1962, and The Heroes of Telemark in 1965, played Dury in 1968, and Too Late the Hero in 1970. He was perhaps best remembered his uncredited speaking role as American Officer Clays aside from Grand Moff Tarkin Peter Chaffee in Star Wars in 1977. A role served for him by Keen Janus, who played Obi-Wan Kenobi. Jordan was offered the choice by Aviva Grand Fee in his role. A small share of his film's royalties, what you pronounce it. As he doctored some of the film's purpose bets, he offered the former decision. We later regretted the lights of the film's administrative success. Jordan's television appearances included Minor Angels, Terry and June, Shine on Harvey Moon, Portrait, Codsworth, and The Bill. He retired in 1995. Jordan was married to illustrator Margaret Gill from 1946 until her death in 2008. They have two daughters, Fesha and Ross, died in 1996. From 1969, his wife lived in Appleton called Starlock Folk, we pronounce it, where he died in early 2020 at the age of 96. He was survived by his eldest daughter, 4 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren. Now, these are the only things I have to talk about right here. So that's a lot to talk about, but that's huge. But anyway, my last death topic is about Paula Kelly. Now, She was an American dancer, singer, and actress in films, television, and theater. She was born October 21st, 1942, in Jacksonville, Florida. The daughter of jazz musician Kelly was raised in New York City's Harlem. She attended the Forrest H. Garza High School of Music and Art, majored in music, and continued her studies at the Jordan School of Music, where she majored in dance under Martha Hill. Graduated with an MS degree, and she performed as a soloist with major modern dance companies such as Marvin Graham, Don McHale, and Alvin Howley would pronounce it. Kelly performed as guest artist and sometimes assistant choreographer for numerous television musical specials. Okay, she including Sammy and Friends, starring Sammy Davis Jr. Choreographer at BBC to production of Peter Pan, in which she also performed the role of Tiger Lily. Quincy Jones TV tribute to Duke Ellington, the way we pronounce it. We love you madly. What do we call it? But anyway, the Richard Pryor Show and Gene Kelly's New York, New York, in which the two Kellys performed a duet. Kelly performed a dance solo and the very first Academy Awards for nominated for the title song from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in 1968. She appeared on the London stage in Sweet Charity with dancer and actress Juliet Prowse, for which Kelly won the London Variety Award for Best Supporting Actress. She starred in the record-breaking West Coast premiere of Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope at the Mark Taper Forum, for which she was awarded for the Los Angeles Drama Critics Circle Award, okay? Valued in the first of the NAACP Images Awards. Kelly's first film credits includes the Bob Ross directed film Sweet Charity, Soviet Green, The Spokes Who Sat by the Door, The American Strain, Uptown Saturday Night, Lost in the Stars, JoJo Dancer, You Like Miss Colin, Drop Squad, and Once Upon a Time when we Are Colored. Kelly has a recurring role with Liz Williams in the first season of the sitcom Night Court, which was received an Emmy Award for nomination. Kelly also guest starred in a variety of television movies and sitcoms, including Sanford Son, Cold Jack, Policewoman, Golden Girls, Good Times, Any Day Now, and its Oprah Winfrey produced TV miniseries The Woman in the Producer's Place, based on the 1982 novel in the same name by Gloria Nair, in which she portrayed one half in the lesbian couple with Wally McKee, struggling against polio, pronounce it, in the inner city commercial. She was nominated for the second Emmy for role The Woman of the Producer's Place. Kelly was married British-born director Don Cavity in 1985. He passed away. They have one child together before Cavity died in 1990. She, however, died on February 9th, 2020. She was 77 years old. May everybody rest in peace. Now, I have talked about these, but I'm going to save these for another time. But right now, let's talk about my next topic. And that is, of course, HR Partners Queers, Cynic Marty, Klopp are still Hollywood's masters of puppets. Now, the good news is that they're going to be coming up with, the Hollywood Television Hall of Fame. And the good news is that they're coming out with they're coming out with they finally got themselves in Hollywood television. They're gonna good. Let me just say this, okay? Few acts in Hollywood have been a discernible impact as Sid and Marty Krofft, Montreal-born puppeteer brothers who have created some of the most iconic television shows in the last 50 years. Wow. The studio has one of the most encouraging and enjoying independent studios in Hollywood. The pair first hit in the 1960s, which led Les Poppies Need Paris, where even now it. Basically, Celebrity Field, Marionette show, seen by millions at Warner Bears and theme parks. Since then, they have unleashed a torrent of fictional characters, from Jolly Archibald's prominence, from the terrifying Felix of Land Lost, from the Lifting the Hats from Lisville, when the form of Dolly Parton and used as in DC's Follies, made the whom now known as reside in a 5,000-foot Hollywood warehouse. Wow. This is gonna be cool enough. Following HR's Pornhub's recent 50th anniversary, the brothers will probably be honored this month with a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Wow, famously located in the front of the Funko Toy Store, okay, on the Hollywood Boulevard. The Hollywood Museum will follow the maximum perspective of their work in June. We've done 20 pilots in our career, says 82-year-old Marty. We have 18 on the air, 17 hits. We did better than Joe DiMaggio. Wow. Just wow. Now, I can't read the rest, so this is what I'm going to say for now. So, congrats, Sid and Marty. You won it. So, there you go. Now, my last topic is going to be a Valentine's Day topic. And, which means, let me just say this, okay? It's going to be a holiday, okay? So, like, pay a little attention, okay? Saint Valentine of Rome was martyrized on February 14th in AD 2069. No joke. The feast of Saint Valentine, also known as Saint Valentine's Day, was established by Pope Gregorius #1 in AD 496. To be celebrated on February 14th in honor of this Christian marriage, we announce it. It's a big honor celebration. February 14th is St. Valentine's Day in Lever's calendar of saints. The Church of England had him in its pre-reformation calendars, and Recorder is mentioned as bishop and martyr in the 1661 to 1662 Book of Commons player, and most prominence of the Angelian combination celebrate this feast. Wow. Roman Catholic Church includes him in the official list of saints. The Roman Master Father, he was also in the General Roman calendar for his celebration as a simple feast until 1955. Wow. When Pope Paul is the 12th, we've done all the such feasts, such as collaboration within another celebration. The 1969 revaluation of General Roman calendar removed even the mention, leaving the inclusion only local calendars such as the Russian Malia. His collaboration still in the 1962 Roman missile, okay, and is thus observed by most who. In the collaborations, the correspondence will be announced in those in Pope's benefits the 16th 2007. Probably those some of them prominence becomes used the edition. July 6th is the day which the Eastern Orthodox Church celebrates the Romans' Valentine. On July 30th, It was observed that the feast is harmony George Valentine, Bishop of Erema. Members of the Greek Orthodox way pronounce it church, named Valentino's male, Valentina female. Okay. May observe the name day on the Western incarnational calendar day on February 14th. English 18th century scholars Alvin Butler and Francis Doge nothing not in the history of St. Valentine's Industry suggested that St. Valentine's Day was created as an attempt to supersede the Passion's holiday of Replica mid-February in Rome. The idea has lately been dismissed by academies and researchers such as Professor Jack B. Orch of the University of Kansas, Henry Angers Kelly of the University of California, Los Angeles, and Associate Professor Matthew Kaler of Massachusetts University. The many current legends that Caroline St. Valentine was invented in the 14th century England. Wow. Notified by Geoffrey Cosger and its circle. When the feast of February 14th first been associated with romantic love, okay, or charge the traditions associated with Valentine's Day, documented Geoffrey Cosger's prominent and falls, and sets in the fictional context of the old tradition did not exist before. He argues that the specialist explanation of Semitic customs, posing as historical fact, had their origins among 18th century antiquarities, normally Alvin Butler, the author of Butler's Lives of Saints, and have been plagiarized even by respective modern sculptors in the French 14th century manuscript emulation for a illustration above, way pronounce it because I don't speak any words, but whatever. Saint Valentine, Bishop of Turney, oversees the combination of his Basilica at Turney. There is no suggestion here that the bishop was a patron of lovers. During the Middle Ages, it was believed of the birds paired in mid-February. Okay, there was a band associated with the romance of Valentine. Although this legends differ, Valentine's Day is widely recognized as a day for romance and devotion. Now, I'm gonna save the 5 topics from 280 for till another time. But for now, that's about it for my topics. And before we get to our segment, before we get to our game segments, folks, I'll say this, okay? I have watched a Disney Plus segment for the day, and it's about the last 6 episodes of Forky Asks a Question, and it's on Disney Plus, so you guys gonna watch that, so be on the lookout for that, guys. But anyway, in the meantime, let's go ahead and do the game segments now. So there you go. Let me just type it into. Okay, he's here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, let's just spin the wheel now.
I just have a mic muted.
Okay. We'll just spin the wheel now and just get this over with. Pat, do game stuff. Okay. You gotta take a breather on that one. Okay. And I'm gonna just do drop the bomb today because I don't have time for Lightspeed 2 today. So there you go.
Alright.
Wild card, one question for 600. Good.
Alright.
Lamb, I don't know. Chickpeas, I don't know. TV, one question for 800. Okay. Is it Philadelphia? Scarlet, dang it. Book, 5 questions for 800. Okay. Is it England? Parshire, I don't know. I was out. Oh well. Try that again. Sports, 2 questions for 400. United States, I don't know. Japan, dang it. Movies, 3 questions for 900. Okay, we'll see. What? 1,000, okay. Cheerios? I don't know. Yes, got it! So, United States President, half maybe? I don't know. Go over for Cleveland. Dang it. $1,000, that's not bad. Bam, let's spin the wheel. See what we got. Pat Sajak game stuff.
Alright.
Do trivia jams because we don't have much time for lucky letters right now because that'll be much more. So I'll be busy throughout the day, night. You know, that's just me.
Hi, I'm Pat Sajak. Welcome to Trivia Gems. Welcome to today's Trivia Gems game. The categories for today's game are
Sports, language, music, celebrities, TV sitcoms, and grab bag. Let's do celebrities.
Here's your first set of questions.
I don't know. True, I don't know. True, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, no turning back now. Let's see how you did.
False, dang it.
2 out of 3 is not bad.
2 out of 3 is not bad, Pat.
Okay, get ready. Here they come.
No, this says true. And great Godfather, I know what this is. I'm not gonna cheat this one.
Okay, the moment of truth. Let's look at the answers. Hey, you're good.
Hooray.
Ready for a little brain spinning fun?
Oh no.
Too bad. Better luck
3
on your next
rings,
guess.
dang it. Oh well. Excuse my fart.
Here are the questions.
I don't know.
All right, let's take a look.
So Lucy, dang it.
Well, you got 66.66666.
Come on, seriously.
Here's a gem of a question. Now you have an opportunity to double your money. Congratulations, that gem is yours.
Hooray.
Okay, get ready. Here they come. Okay, here's how you did. Congratulations, you won the all-in wager.
Hooray!
Here are the questions. And the answers are... Wow, good going.
Hooray!
Great job, you climbed to the top step. The power jump, your longest streak bonus is... Your trivia IQ bonus is...
$66,000.
And
Come
your
on.
IQ ranking for this game is... Rainy.
Right, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Welcome to the Power Gem bonus round. That's it. That one was difficult.
Dang it. Oh well. Oh well, it's $37,000. Oh well. It's not bad. Oh, $32,600. Duh, me.
Congratulations, you won today's game. Thanks for playing our online game. For even more fun, I hope you'll try out the download version of Trivia Gems. The download version has lots more features, more gameplay choices, championship games, full screen display, exciting options, and free ice cream. Please click the download free trial button and give it a spin. Although I was only kidding about the ice cream.
Pat, come on! Anyways, we got to spin the wheel, and I don't have time for trivia lucky letters right now, so let's just do it right now. And we got coolmathgames.com stuff. But anyway.
Alright.
Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe.
Man. Do I sing? Oh my god. But anyway.
What?
I was just reading the ad from the Savannah, Georgia.
9999999.
Yes! One more time! Dang it. Try that again. Got it! Spin the wheel. And it is... We already did that. We already did this. L4GS TV flash control stuff. And that means Day 3000 is last.
Okay.
I'm gonna just have time for just 3 games this one and or 4. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. 9, change the card to a 5. 500 higher. Wow. Another 500 lower. Higher. Not bad. Change the card to 8, really? What should I do with that 8? Shouldn't know. Half of it. Lower. Ooh! Higher. It's not bad. Higher. It's not bad. Ooh. Nifty. Oh, man. Higher. Oh!
Oh, so close.
So close, man! I just had it last time, but now this crap? Seriously? But anyway, let's go ahead and do Super Scratcher. Oh, well.
Now, about David Dodds Fantasies, unfortunately, we are not doing Heroes today as planned because I cannot find a contestant. So we are going to be doing that another time this weekend for How Wars, Luke.
That's fine.
Also, it's getting pretty late anyway. For my
Fine. $25,000. Okay.
Alright. Also, this weekend, I also be busy not only doing some stuff on my iMac, but also busy editing videos. Alright, that's one. Uh-oh. Two down.
Oh, well.
Oh.
We got home stretch to do. And, of course, number 3. Ooh! Nifty. Okay. 1. Sucky 7. Oh, okay. Not bad. Nifty. Okay. Okay! Okay, next can these red to blue. Number 9. Okay. 8. I'm having one more number. 6. Come on, really? 4. Oh well. $10,000. Not bad. But anyways, before we go, I have some notes to talk about. And then we'll wrap up the show. Unfortunately, I have my computer getting ready to run last Sunday getting fixed on my hard drive, so stand by on my Friday show getting released sometime this weekend or Monday. I'm not sure. It depends, but we'll see what happens. I'm taping this today, but instead I may have to release it on Monday, so as planned. So stand by on that. Anyway, we got February 15th, 2020. Weekend Celebration episode 48 and 49. Then we got LukeTV's Valentine's Day Special 2020 edition. And LukeTV Special Events. Celebrating Jim Lehner's day number 10 for 15. And LukeTV 2020's day number 41 for 47. Now, day 47 will be editing, and day 46, 41 and 46, we finish up editing and time. February, and so it's taping as well for 47. Just stand by on that. February 16th, 2020, we got day number 16 of Jim Lehner, and Elgin React episode 418, and Elgin 2020 day number 48. February 17th, we got Bon Scott and Cliff Barton's documentaries taping, and LGTV special event celebrating Jim Lehner day number 17. And that was 2020 day before he died. And we got Bon Scott and Cliff Barton's documentary editing on February 18th, 2020. Down on LGTV special events celebrating Jim Lehner day number 18. And then we got LG 2020, day number 50. Then on February 19th, we got Week Wednesdays, episodes 14 and 16, and LGTV special event, celebrating Jim Lair, day number 19, and LG 2020, day number 51. And February 20th are these two projects, celebrating Jim Lair, day number 20, and day number 52 of LG 2020. And we'll be back for a brand new episode of Friday's LukeJ62895, episode 281. And LGBT special event celebrating Jim Lair, day number 21. And so is that. But anyways, guys, that wraps up today's episode of Friday's LukeJ62895 today, Valentine's Day 2020. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be hashtag LGM13, which is the 13th anniversary of the Comedy I Forum. But until next time, this is LukeJ. Goodbye, peace out, baby. We get more Friday's episodes. You guys very soon. Till then, Jefferson out. See ya.
Fire one.